Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's HD here, the Simple Aquarist. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you how I groomed my Asian Arowana or Malaysian Gold Arowana. In this video, I'll be touching all about how to groom, when to groom, what to use, and when to stop. So you must remember, not all Arowana needs grooming because grooming is very associated with tanning. So these are the example of Arowana that you do not need to groom: silver or South American Arowanas, African Arowana, and the Australian Arowana, pearl or Jardini Arowana, and also the highback Arowana that do not require to do any tanning or grooming. So what is grooming? Okay, grooming is actually based on good diet, husbandry, care, and also tanning, which light plays a very important role. So tanning splits into like two sectors. One is soft tanning and one is hard tanning. So today I'm not going to talk about hard tanning. Hard tanning needs lights that needs UVB or lights, those lights that can really give you suntan. So today we'll be talking about soft tanning because most of the Malaysian Gold Arowana or even the Super Red Arowana, there will be initial grooming that you need to do in order to get the full potential of the fish during the early stage of his life. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you how do you do this early stage grooming. Because most of the fishes that you get from the store, if it's 3 or 4 inch, will look almost all the same. So if you groom it properly, it will reach its potential and will look much more beautiful. Okay, so that is what grooming is. How do I do my grooming? So here I will show you how I do a grooming and what do you need to groom. So number one important is to take care of your water. Water changes is the most important thing during this process because water changes makes the nutrients in the water stable and also all the vitamins that the fish need. Remember, if your water source is not good, then you probably need some supplements in your water. So my water source is, I know it's good, so I've been when the process of this grooming session, I will usually do water change about 50 to 80% every 3 days. So in 1 week about twice water change. So that way all the stress that the fish will have during the grooming session, it will be relieved by doing a lot of water changes. Okay, so number two is diet. So in diet, my fish eats pellets, so I only feed them pellets. So for you guys that don't know what type of pellets I feed, you can check out my video in this link above here, all about these my secret fish, so you can check that out. Other than that, sometimes I treat dubia roaches. Dubia roaches is very high protein. So you must think of diet. Try not to feed any fatty food because during this stressful grooming sessions, if you feed fatty food, it might develop drop eye or some other diseases that you wouldn't want it to have. So, and lastly, then the most important part of this process is actually light source. So what light source do you need to use to do this grooming? So if you can see here, I'm using a normal tornado bulb, they call this here. It's Philip Panasonic. I got Panasonic. There is also Philip tornado bulbs. Philip tornado bulbs. And you can use any other brand as well, no problems. And the requirement is the light needs to be either warm white or white. Another thing is the background of your aquarium needs to be white. So what happens is when you on your light, the light will reflect from the background, the white background, and hit your fish. So in all sides of your fish will be tanned. So this is what we call a soft tanning. So how do I install my light system? Here I got a fiber tank here. Most of you run normal tanks. So I bought this in a local hardware store. It's super cheap. So what you can do is you can just this is my net that I made. So what I did is I just put this in and just screw it, made a hole and screw it. Made a hole and screw it. So then I can just place it like this. So the wiring part is pretty simple in this. If you can see here, you just need two wires. So one is neutral and one is earth, directly connected to a plug point, a three pin plug point, or if your area is 2 pin, if you just can connect here and just run it through the plug point. So it's as simple as that. So how many lights do you need? Yeah, that's the big question here. How many lights do you need? So that question only you can answer. You need to test your fish. Not all fish will withstand this type of high intensity lights. So you need to see whether your fish is showing any stress signs, and then you decide how many lights you put. So here I wanted to add 5 lights, but when I reached 3 lights, my fish was already showing some stress signs. So then I stopped, and then I stick to 3, and that's what it. So you must know your fish. Okay guys, another thing, when you're using this type of lights, you must remember it is not waterproof, either if it's not splash proof. So make sure you have a really good distance between the water and the light. So for me, I think I did about 1 feet, about 12 inch. Some of you guys can keep it minimum must be 6 inch. The fish will not jump. I've never seen it jump, hit, but accidents might happen, so you must be careful of that. But usually they are actually quite afraid of the light, so they won't be jumping and hitting or catching the light lah. Depends how aggressive your fish is. So bear in mind that is very important step. And during tanning process, you must always cover the tank with any type of light and reinforced every type of cover and reinforced with some heavy objects. And one more thing, if you realize my water is low because during tanning process is quite stressful, they might jump out. So make sure you don't make sure you keep your water level low, usually just enough for the fish to swim around. That means if the fish is 5 inches, you add 3 more inches, so the water level will be 8 to 10 inch, so around there. So that's all I would like to add. Okay, another thing is duration. How long you should on your lights. So remember, you gotta start little, start small and then grow with it. So first, when I got this fish, first 1 week there was no light on it, and then after 1 week I saw it stabilizing. Then I started introducing light for a few hours a day. After nearly 2 weeks he got used to the light. Then I started 10 hours a day. After the other 1 week passed by, then I started doing 12 hours a day. And there is a point that I did 24 hours a day, but there is a very short period which I saw the results were actually quite okay. As long as your fish is not stressed, you can keep the lights on. Okay, so here I will show you a small diagram to show what happens actually when you groom or soft tan your fishes. So this process is called soft tanning. Okay guys, so if you've been watching my video, you know that I'm a very bad artist. So basically, just for y'all to understand more on the Malaysian gold Arowana. So this is an Arowana. So I will be showing you why do we groom this Arowana. So when we get a fish, this is the scales up. Remember, the shine of the scales will be maybe as lower now, maybe until 4. So this is the shines. So until here, just say shine. So when we groom it using the soft tanning that I told y'all earlier, you will increase the shine of other scales. That means it will become gold. Maybe up, it will become golden. And all the small scales at the top of the fin here will become a bit golden too. So this is what we call pearlies or chew. So this is what will happen. All the scales will become gold. So really depending on what size of fish you buy. If you bought a fish above 10 inch, it is already, the scales is only until here, 4.5, and the rest of it is black. I think no matter what grooming you do, you might not able to increase the scale level here. So remember to get from a reputable seller, and usually more premium spec fish people will not sell small in 3 or 4 inches, because that time the fish is way too small and you don't even know what you're going to get. So usually a bigger fishes, 10 or 12, will usually have the specs. It is pre-groomed. But if you're going to groom yourself, this is how you groom the fishes. So another chart is top view. So this is a top view of arowana fish. So basically my fish is a golden head arowana. So when I got it, it's a bit dark. All the scales here is a bit black. If you can see, all the scales black. So what I did, after grooming it for like nearly a year, I managed to make it full cross. That means everything became gold. All this. So this is what soft tanning does. Soft tanning actually brings out the scale shine. So my science behind this is when the light hits the fish, the scale will react to it by creating a layer of shiny reflect like scales in order to reflect off the light from the fish. So this is how the fish becomes shining, or the scales become shining and in color in time. And of course the golden head will have shines here as well, because he wants to reflect the light that is coming, the excessive light that is hitting the fish. So that's all about it, why we do, or what we will expect if we do this soft tanning. Okay, that's all. Okay guys, so when to stop this grooming or this initial soft tanning process. So from my point of view, actually you don't have to stop, or you can continue with this white tank treatment as long as the fish is healthy. So but of course the intensity of the light, you really need to reduce it. So like this fish, I stopped when he was almost 13 to 14 inch. Now he's about 15 inch. So you must know the limit of your fish. For me, once the fish reach 15 inches, no matter what you do, or the soft tanning, usually it won't give you any other, it won't benefit the fish anymore. It will just add on stress. So after that, you can turn on, you can reduce the lights and just enjoy by viewing your fish. You do not have to stress the fish anymore. Of course, yes, the tanning process is stressful. So that's all to share. That is when you stop doing this soft tanning. So once you're done with the tanning process, you can see the chew here. These are the small scales I said about earlier in the chart, and these are the top scales, the head, and you can see it's bluish a bit because that's the base. So nowadays I've been turning off the lights, even though it's in the white background, but it's dark, so you can see the base color is a bit thick, yeah, much more saturated. So not all fish will fully cross or will have golden head like this. So you must remember guys, when you buy a fish, it has own genetic limits. That means no matter what you do or how you groom it, your fish will only be able to reach its full potential faster than ordinary time. So please bear in mind, try not to push your fish so much. I think this white tank, I call this white tank treatment, is actually a soft tanning method that needs to be done for all Malaysian goldfishes. If you don't do it, also some people thinks the fish has very strong genetics, they can straight away put it into black tank treatment. So black tank treatment is another treatment which I won't be touching here. It's actually, after you're done with this white tank treatment, you put in black tank treatment to bring out its base color. As you can see, my fish is already showing some blue base. So to enhance the color, you will usually do a black tank treatment. So I think that's about it for today. I hope you guys understand how important is grooming for your fishes, especially if you guys get small fishes, 4 inch, 5 inch, 6 inch. The cert says it's cross back, and you just leave in the normal aquarium, and then when it grows up, it becomes not as what you expect, and you're gonna have some issue. So of course, to stay safe, you get fishes larger than 10 inch and you won't have any issue. But if you manage to get a smaller one, you need to do this soft tanning in order to get the full potential of your fish. These fishes are not cheap, so we got to take care of them well. But whatever it is, guys, keep it simple and stay safe.